Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Rewind That. It's your girl, Miss K. If this is your first time coming across my channel, welcome. Please be sure to subscribe if you like the vibe and hit that notification bell so you know when I go live. And when I upload more videos like this one, thank you so much for waiting with these technical difficulties. I had to go through some lengths, okay, for y'all, all right? But I know y'all had to be here for this episode, okay? This is The Wire, the rewatch, season 4, episode number 10, called Misgivings. Going across the screen is the episode quote, and it says, "World going one way, people another," and that is from Poot. Let me get my girl up in here. You ready, girl? Okay, my partner in crime, Moochie
What's
Scoochie, what
up,
up?
y'all?
Yeah. So support gaming, what up? Demarcus Vaughn, Daria was here. I know probably some people were waiting and they probably left. Renee Hicks, thank you so much. Kenzie Love, Eric S. How is it going, everybody? Daria, Rashonda. All right, let's see what's happening. I think you have some background noise, Moochie.
No, it's gone now. You still hear you hear
Yeah.
it? You still
Yeah.
hear it?
Thank you. I think it's gone now.
Okay. Oh.
Okay. So let me see. All right. So let's start, guys. So when we get to this, first of all, opening up in this episode is of course bad freaking donut, always still in the daggone car. All right. And so he so he has been spotted by none other than freaking Officer Walker, the worst daggone cop to be spotted by. All right. Brother didn't even take the boy in. Instead, what does he do, Moochie? Tell him what he did to this
We
little
done
boy.
went up to their little hangout. First
He chased him. He made
he was really smart with how he got away.
Yes,
You
he
gotta
was.
give it to him. He was tearing up a whole bunch of them cars.
Oh
Because
my
he was trying to
gosh.
make them turn, getting away from the police, but he was cool when he was driving past them girls. Because he
Yeah.
was handling the truck, but he was driving it slow. And then when he saw that cop, baby,
Yo, I feel bad for the
yo, he
civilians. Like he was
tore like
tearing
8
people.
cars.
He was tearing people's cars apart. Yo, what up, Brillo? Tearing their
What's up,
cars
Brillo?
apart. All right. And see, it was smart how he got away, but the problem is these are local police officers. They know y'all. They know where y'all hang out at and everything. So it wasn't a good idea for him to go back to that little spot. He put a hat on and everything because you can make him with the braids and all of that. But man, oh man. So instead of taking him to baby booking, he broke his daggone fingers.
Yep, and on
I
both
felt bad.
hands. Both
Yeah.
hands.
I felt bad about that.
He was like,
yeah. Then later on, gonna say he ain't gonna stop. He said he said
soon I get
next
these
time,
off.
yeah, get these off. Yeah, he said Officer Walker, and he was like, yo, he said the next time he said the next time I did, he's like basically he gonna basically lose his life, right? And he was like, so you gonna stop, man? No.
He said, I was like, be dragging him all over town.
I'm like,
that kid is too much, but that's the part that left an impression on me with him, where I wouldn't forget his face.
Yeah, he was just too much, though. He do need to learn a lesson, but that was too much. That was way too much, because I'll be pissed off at a little kid like that getting a hold of my car. I mean, and plus, you got to think about the people that's just trying to park their cars on the street for a little ninja like that.
And then the car Mr. Officer Walker tore up.
Yes.
He got to answer to all that. You know how... I'm not going to go ahead.
It's right. What's up, Support Gaming? He said, nice green screamers, K. I don't know if you're being serious. That's my living room for real. I don't got no green screen on right now, guys. But thank you. Hey, that's my real. This is my real abode.
That's the oasis for her home.
Yes, this is my real abode. If you really want to see, I hid my books. You see all them stacks of books? This is where I study.
She sets an oasis for her home. Yeah. This is her library where she lays across the couch and do her reading.
It's not even supposed to be happening. I have a whole desk and everything that I'm supposed to be doing my work at, but I have to hide from everybody. So I came in here like, let me get my work done up in the chair. All right. So anyway, so poor baby, but whatever, he needs to learn, right? Okay, so now we have Clay Davis with his annoying behind. So he convinces Burrell to still act as commissioner because it's not like Carcetti is gonna fire him anyway, right? Like he basically tells Carcetti that, I'm sorry, not Carcetti. He tells Burrell that Carcetti already showed him that he don't got the, you know, the balls to fire him. So take action and just, take action and let your friends handle everything, right? Do the rest. And he was like, Burrell was like, yeah, well, everything is supposed to go through Rawls. And he was like, I mean, it's not like you're still the commissioner, right? It's not like if you don't give a command, they're not gonna follow it. So how'd you feel about this scene, Moochie Scooch? You muted.
This scene right here, first of all, he's setting the play in motion for how things are going to be perceived. And they know that they know that he's gotta, they trying to make changes in the police department, but they gotta know which channels to go through and what changes are the right ones. And so he's into play now with this. Right. And what got me laughing the most about it, I always find something to laugh at. When the other guy,
oh, that other dude, right? Yeah, we'll get to that later. Yeah, we're gonna talk about that too. All right, so next, little Kevin. I know, little Kevin is back on the streets after spending time in city jail, right? I think he spent like a day and a half, and then he got recogged. And he explains to Pooh and Bodie what happened and why he was locked up. It was about an M. And it was like, what M? He was like, it don't matter because I ain't say nothing,
he was really like, thought he was gonna be with the silver tongue.
Yes. And it's messed up because he wrote it out. And Bodie was like, you ain't gotta convince me. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta, convince him or whatever. And he was like, well, I gotta convince him for, you know what I'm saying? And he was like, I'm just saying, get ahead of it, because if you was gone for a few days and then they get back to him and all of that, you just want to get ahead of it. And I'm just like, oh boy. So we'll get to that later, but it's just, I think that it's messed up because he did a great job not speaking, not saying anything, holding his own, and that's that. Like he was made for this, right? Except he should have never said anything to Randy. That's where he got it wrong. But at the same time, maybe to come to his defense, he probably thinking this how it is in the hood. Like everybody know what Chris and Soup are doing, but ain't nobody gonna say nothing. And maybe that's what he was thinking about when he told Randy, oh, yo, Lex went up the block and he ain't come back down. You are muted.
I said exactly.
What's up, Art Love and Little Rock? Oh, thank you, Podcast About Nothing. Thank you so much. I will. What's up, Little Rock? I am not the hammer. You could put the camera. I'm sorry. You could put the clapper.
I put it up in the chat.
You got to put the clapper up for me. That's Moochie. What?
Girl, they going crazy out here with these fireworks.
Oh, I did hear that.
Working my nerves.
Crazy. Okay, let's see where else we are, because there's going to be a lot of stuff that have no pictures. So I just want to make sure, because last time I did it again, Moochie, I skipped over one of my notes and I was pissed off after I thought about it, but it's not going to happen today. Okay, so next, guys, the corner boys. I'm sorry, not the corner boys, the corner kids, right? Their classroom. They're learning how to like serve as professionals and learning how to be customers. Right? Yeah, Brillo. He really didn't say anything. Are you talking about let's say little Kevin nervous realizing he screwed up? Yeah. Are you talking? Brillo said he didn't say nothing though. Are you talking about big little Kevin, or are you talking about the other kid, Randy? Because either way, both of them. No, Randy did say he was like, I know about an M, but yeah, or whatever. Leave it. I guess in a way still. Little Kevin, he didn't follow directions. It's true. We'll get there. We will get there because we didn't get there yet. But Anyway, so the corner boys, they're learning the corner class. They're learning how they got them doing this little exercise where they're learning how to be professionals, right? Either you're going to be a waiter, or you're going to be a customer. You're going to be a receptionist at the welfare place or whatever. And I was laughing at this part because he was like, "What's good?" The guy that's supposed to be a customer, he said, "What's good?" He said, "F if I know." And the guy that's sitting down was like, "You ain't supposed to curse at the customers, mother effer." And I'm like, you know what they doing? The crazy thing is when he says something, you got Darnell saying "F if I know." Then when the other dude cursed,
what they got?
then when he cursed back,
know.
when he cursed back, the lady is like such and such, saying something to him. Like freaking Darnell is supposed to be the waiter, and he started it. He can't be saying "F if I know." Is that how he know firsthand how a waiter acts?
I know he was at the restaurant. You gonna sit here and act crazy like you don't got no sense.
Yes,
like you really don't have no home training. That's what you.
And he was acting like he had some home training while he was at the restaurant. So let's stop it. Anyway, so later on, the girls go and they're like one girl. I forgot what's the other girl's name. We know we got Zenobia, and it was the other girl. I forgot her name, but
I forgot her name.
She was acting like a jerk, and Zenobia was being real disgusting too, though, but she was really playing the part because she was like, "All right, just trying to make it realistic."
Yeah,
yeah, and then she was like, "Don't know or something. We mailed it. We mailed it." I'm like,
"Give me my card, itch."
Yeah, right. We mailed it. Don't know. I'm like, oh my God, she's so disgusting. But she was just basically, copying what she knows how nasty they are down at the welfare office. And the other girl was taking it way too serious. Like,
she's taking it personal.
Yeah, she was like, F you. F you, and that's real tea. And then she said, no, F you, for real. And then she smacked her. And Zenobia didn't do anything. I'm like, Zenobia, first of all, no, it's already...
It's so automatic.
It's so automatic. Like chairs, I'm flipping chair. Like the reflex is gonna be crazy. I'm sorry, that's not happening. And you won't get up talking about some F you for real. You know this girl is probably a swinger. You supposed to be ready as Zenobia.
Yeah, anyway, after went down in the classroom before.
Anywho, so next, guys, we have Omar who's still scoping out Marlo. Like he done found a way he done found a house that's looking right over where Marlo stays. And I'm like, yo, this freaking guy. So Naldo asked him, he said, yo, that's Omar, that's Marlo, right? And he said, he said he ain't nothing but a name to me. He said, so if you knew that he was Marlo during the card game, would you have still robbed him? He said, even more so, like, that would have made it more interesting or whatever. Of course, I'm paraphrasing, but he like, that's what he lived for, basically. He wanna rob the folks that got the big names and all of that. Like that's even more of a target for him. Like, what you talking? You new to this, huh?
He's like, you still would rob him, Papa?
And he clearly don't know Omar. I don't know where he got this guy from.
But, remember, he was in New York for a minute.
He was the one that was in New York with him?
I don't know.
Oh, you talking about Omar was?
Yeah, maybe when Omar came back, maybe he met him like that, or maybe the taxi cab. I see him. He still got his taxi. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, true that. So Renee says, I went to a restaurant last week and the waiter acted just like that. That's disgusting.
Serious?
Yeah, that's disgusting. Honestly, places like that make you do. If you got a waiter like that, I don't even want to eat. Yeah, I don't even want to eat here. Like you got a waiter like that, you're bugging. So anyway, so next, guys, listen. This is the thing that I missed last week, and I was so annoyed because I thought it was so important. But it's okay because they followed up anyway, right? Mm-hmm. So last week, remember when he had the guy, the kid, the corner boy that keeps beating him up, Bubs? He calls Herc and Herc does not answer. Like just whatever. I got other things to do. And unfortunately, it causes him to get beat up really bad, like probably worse than ever.
Yeah.
And this time, Bubs, I'm sorry, not Bubs, Herc is coming back and he's like a day late, $1 short and all. It's like, I'm sorry, like bringing him food and all that. He must have brought him some food from a really good restaurant because he was like, you want such and such, whatever this place is called. And he just looking at it like, yeah,
With
whatever. Like,
some
it's not,
wings.
yeah, he's like, it's not even about the money though right now. This man is messing with my livelihood. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? Like, you need to do something about it.
Mm-hmm.
And so he's like, okay, I'm sorry, whatever. And he wants him to still do the camera situation for him. Moochie, what do you want to say about this
I
before?
feel like I want Herc to follow through with his word because Bubbles was a good dude with them. He gave them a lot of information,
Mm-hmm.
and he just wants a favor for once this time.
Right. He got the wrong dude, don't he?
Yeah.
It's disgusting. So, of course, after he didn't show up, now he want Bubs to still do something for him. Still get that
And
camera.
you still got your hand out asking for more.
Yes, and he's like, "Oh, I got five. Tell the person I got $500 on whoever could get it." Blah blah. He said, "Oh, and you only got what for me?" You know what I'm saying? He's like, "Oh, I get $100. This and that." Like, bro, if he the one who gets you the camera, give him the $500.
Word.
Like that don't even make no sense to me. Get him the five. Like Bubs could have said, "How about $300 and you get this dude the heck off my back?" Like negotiate, so bump it down or whatever. But
Word.
it's just it was disgusting. But anyway, so next we are back where little Kevin decides to take Bodie. He follows Bodie's advice and he wants to get in front of the whole situation. And he goes to Marlo and the crew and he tells them, like, yo, I got arrested and all this, but I didn't say anything. And then I know it was Randy because, I had Randy go up the block, blah, blah, blah. And Chris was like, you were supposed to do that. And he's like, yeah, but I did it, to keep some distance between us or whatever. I understand why he did it, to be
It was
honest.
smart too,
Yeah.
but
Because at the same time, like Lex is supposed to be your boy. And here it is to me, like y'all should be appreciative of little Kevin because he crossed his boy over. Y'all from a total separate crew. He didn't work for you.
word.
Go ahead, Moochie.
He didn't work for him. He
Yeah.
basically did double cross his mans.
Mm-hmm.
But that's why he wanted to keep the distance with him where he put Randy as the go-to person.
Mm-hmm.
But the streets is talking and Randy, come
Right.
on.
Yeah.
What
And
happened the last episode?
yeah. And so he told him that, and then so next thing you know, he's leaving, and they like, get the F out of here. Monk telling him get the F out of here. They're making it look like they about to let him go, and he's walking, and he see they walking right now. He's like, why y'all walking with me? I don't need nobody walking with me, blah blah blah. They grab him up and they put him in the freaking trunk.
Mm-hmm.
And you see whatchamacallit is right there, Slim Charles. He's watching this whole thing go down. And so then he's coming to, do business and meet up with Marlo for some more business. But then you got Chris is saying, well, what about the Randy kid? And Marlo was like, man, he can't hurt us. He ain't gonna do nothing. But then here goes Snoop. Oh, but he a snitch though. Like, why she had to open her mouth? So Marlo was like, yeah, put that out there. If she didn't say anything, Randy wouldn't have these problems.
I know.
She just had to say something. Oh, he is snitch though. If Marlo said, leave it alone, he can't hurt us, why you gotta go and say something? Ugh, it was just too irking for me. How did you feel about that part? Did you feel like that? Like, cause I feel like if you would have just shut your mouth, girl, like she just fiending for some stuff to go on. She just wanna always put somebody in one of them daggone houses.
Yeah.
Moochie, I'm talking to you. I
No,
was asking what you think about it.
this was her whole idea with them putting them people in the houses between them two. It started off the beginning of the season with that nail gun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So
she like it.
yeah, she gets a thrill out of it. She's
Yeah.
collecting her souvenirs and all
Mm-hmm.
of this. She's a partial serial killer.
Yeah. Yep.
Excuse me,
She
I didn't mean
couldn't
to say
wait.
that.
That's okay.
Chaos.
Yeah. She couldn't wait. Like, but instead of Marlo, the way he did it, like I don't want to give him any props, but to keep his hands clean, this was a smarter way. Like, okay, well, just put that out there. We ain't got to even worry about it. We put it out on the street,
Exactly.
you know, that he's a
Let the
snitch.
streets handle the snitch.
Yeah, so that was kind of smart, even though I don't agree with it, but it is what it is. So, um, what up, Oliver Spartan? So Clay goes to Carcetti. This is the part that you were talking about how Norman was making fun of him, right? Norman always making fun of him. So
Yo.
Clay goes to Carcetti and he tells him that he can ask Nerese about the pay raise getting passed, right? And convince the ministers they need to move on from Burrell. And I'm like, you just told Burrell to act as the commander because he was still the commander. Like, what are you doing? Like, you're playing both sides here. That's what it looks like to me.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know how it's gonna end, but to me, he looks like he's backdooring folks. Okay, so without going into anything, Moochie, tell just you if you want to say anything about this part, you can. But if not, it doesn't matter.
No, I'll stop. We can move on to the next part.
Oliver, I see you. Yeah, because you almost did a spoiler. I already know.
Yeah,
He's
that's
gonna
who.
stay alive because he put over here. Because first of all, Young Boy was like, "I lost some respect for Slim for how he moved this season." Oliver said Slim did what he could, minding his business is why he stays alive, right? And then Oliver said, "Again, stay alive so far. LOL. Don't want Miss K to turn my water off. Y'all are something else." Anyway, that's funny. Y'all too much. Go ahead, Moochie. I'm sorry. About
No.
Clay. Did you want to say anything about Clay with this situation? Just when he went to
Oh,
talk to
yo,
Norman
when
and
he did
Carcetti.
when he talked to him, he was letting him know how everything was going down, so he
Mm-hmm.
know which way to how to assess the situation. I'll say it like that. Where that way I won't go too far
Yeah,
into the water.
but to me though, and don't confirm nothing, but to me it just looks like he's going behind Burrell's back after he told him what to do and everything. And how are you gonna say maybe I can convince the ministers to move on from Burrell, because the ministers and I think another group, they were saying they're like loyal to Burrell. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like he's saying, I will do, I'll make sure that I could possibly put a word in them, make them move past him and all of this. And I'm just like, you know what? I don't know what the heck this man, what kind of game he playing, but whatever. But guess what? Norman, he already know it's a game because he was like, he's Burrell's man. So whatever he's doing, he may be looking like he's going against Burrell, but he's really not. You know what I'm saying? Because Norman sniffed it out like, man,
Mm-hmm.
that's Burrell's guy. So he up to something. He just trying to, you know what I'm saying, get in where you fit in or whatever. So next we also have Naaman gets arrested by Carver, right? But he can't reach a guardian. So, that means he's not gonna get through the whole recon. That's what they call it again. Is it recog?
He could
Recog.
get out on his own
And
with
he's
recon, but
right. No, he can't. If he can't reach a guardian,
then
he's gonna have to go to booking,
he gonna
baby
have to go to
booking.
baby booking. That's what he
So
was gonna say.
whatchamacallit was like, Naaman must have had some face on, because he was like, "You scared, Naaman?" Naaman was like, "I heard they be doing stuff. They be RN niggas up there." And ish. He was like, it's only baby bookings. Like, I never heard. I know it's bad, but I don't think it's that bad. He said, "That's not what I heard."
All this tough talking. Now you look like you with your tail between your legs, all scared and pouting like a little dog, little sad puppy.
So his mother is in AC, and she ain't answer the phone. Like, what kind of mother are you? Like, you leave to go to Atlantic City, and your son can't even reach you.
You know why? You know why?
Why?
Cause she on about the bag. I'm getting that bag. You're gonna be just as big as Bang. You're gonna be just as big as Bang because you got the Wee Bang name.
You had it. So he lets him sleep. Carver lets him sleep on the couch. I'm sorry, I said the couch, child, the bench. And he's like, "Listen, you better have somebody to call, when I come in, because if not, you know what it is, right? What's up, T Bright Eyes, Miss Smith?" And so yeah, so he's like, okay, whatever. So he said, don't move from this bench, you know? So when he comes back the next day, he still couldn't get a hold of his aunt or his mom. And so he said, do you have anyone else? Like, he's trying his best with him. Like, come on now, it's trying. Carver's a good guy. He's trying. So he said, I got a teacher. He used to be a cop, you know, Colvin, you know him or whatever. And he's like, of course, you know, that's the boss he respects, you know? So he calls Colvin, and you know, Colvin was like, man, what was he, you know, locked up for, whatever? Not locked up, but what was he arrested for? He said it was slinging. And he said maybe you should have, you know, let him spend some time in baby booking since he wanted to be a gangster and everything, you know. He's like, come on, Mr. C, don't do that to me, blah blah blah. So you know, Colvin did not want to take him home, child. Like, he was like, anybody else? Because now I got to go talk to my wife.
Call my wife.
Yes. So you want to say anything about this? Because then he wound up taking him home. So
Y'all, I thought this part you saw a totally different side of Naaman. All that tough talk and
yes.
disrespect and F you was gone.
He was
It
so
was gone. He sat
mannerable.
on that. Let's go back to the bench. He sat on that bench all night and didn't move. I know that. Sure. It
He
just
sure didn't.
it just showed you how much of a scared kid he really is.
Yeah.
And all that tough talk is saying nothing.
Nothing at
He's
all.
been sheltered. He's have even though he talks tough, he talks off his father's name. He had a sheltered life.
Yeah. And then he learns that Colvin's name is Bunny. And he was like, Bunny? He was like, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, this and that, and all of that. And then when she goes away to, you know, get him dessert and everything, because she's like, listen, you made it seem like this was going to be some type of adventure or whatever, you know, because he was like basically a good kid. And then she calls, of course, you know, he hears her call him Bunny. And he was like, Bunny? And he said, only my friends call me that, and my family, whatever. And if you tell somebody, I'm cut your balls off and hand them to your partner. And so that was that. But that was cute. You know, he get a chance to be a part of a real family environment. And he learns that Colvin has grown kids, you know, stuff like that. So, all right. And next we have Michael, who points out Bug's daddy. Bug's daddy. You know, he's standing there, and then they like, you know, is that him? And he's like, yeah, that's him. I just want him away from me. And Bug, and there goes Snoop, like, what F he do to you?
What the F he do to you?
And he just looked at her like, you know, like he just didn't want to say it. And Chris, I love it because he was just so observant of,
Chris
you know,
had
his
a connection
demeanor
with that too.
Yeah.
A personal connection.
You can tell. I mean, I was going to talk about to talk about that, but you can tell that situation that happened
there. That's when
that situation that happened at the end. It was too. You could tell that was way personal. Like right here, it was like you could have an idea that it's personal, but the last scene that it sealed it for me. That was like a total confirmation. Like It's definitely personal. So Effie do to you.
What the F?
All right. So
sound like
yeah, she was just mad and sensitive or whatever. And when Michael didn't say anything, he was just like, all right, I got you, boss. You know, like he don't even want to talk about it. That's that. Like we already know what it is.
Exactly. That's what it was. One of those you already know what it is.
So next we have Sidner, who tells Herc, right? He tells him like, yo, just stop freaking lying. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, just stop lying, yo. Like, because it's better for you to go and tell him what's going on, because yeah, he may take your stripes, but if he finds out about the lie, you really gonna get your freaking balls off. You feel me? And so he's like, you know, all right, whatever. So while Herc is trying to confess to Miramar, Bubs tries to call him, right? Because he spots the guy. And what happens? He does not answer the phone again. Go ahead, Moochie. Do you got anything to say about just that part only? You know,
it's just with that. This is what made me mad with her, because you messing up good people. You like not taking care of good people.
Yeah.
Even though he's, you know, an addict and all of that, You're not doing this guy right after the cases and the stuff that he's brought to y'all.
Right. No respect for him. Don't give a daggone. I mean, they was trying him. Dozerman was over there too, trying to say, why don't you say that he's Fuzzy Dunlop and all of this? I'm like, yo, this guy. And Sidney was like, that's not gonna work because he's been ID'd as a freaking CI since like 20 years ago.
Since the Barksdale case, and you're
Yeah.
linked to that, so now you're gonna get caught in your own lie.
Yeah. So it's been an issue. I mean, it's an issue. This guy's seriously just lying and lying and lying. And the thing about lying is you got to continue to keep covering up, you know?
Yep, one lie after another.
Yeah. So that was, that issue. So let me just make sure I'm all right. So here we go again. Now, Burrell, he has the cops juking the stats, right? And they arresting everybody, neighborhood people, they arresting people for jaywalking, opening containers, etc. And then the new guy, the one that took over Colvin's position, right? He is over there telling Daniels what's going on, and Daniels was like, who's behind this, because he was saying, sometimes people, the citizens, they appreciate quality arrest, but they like, it's the neighborhood people that's getting locked up too.
The good people that's just coming home and want to have a beer and maybe sit on their stoop and stuff like that.
Yes, have a beer.
They
just have a beer.
Much.
It was pouring the guy's beer. Yo, that one guy, I knew his name. It's the tall white guy with
the
I cannot stand. Yes, I cannot.
He seems like he's a racist.
Yes, I really can't stand him, and he enjoys it.
And he can't stand working in that area too. It seems.
Then don't work in the area.
Dozerman, he adapted to the situation. Got him a little chocolate, honey.
Oh yeah,
remember they saw him at the movies.
Yeah, he been adapted.
Anywho.
So McNulty thinks this is ridiculous. You know what I mean? He all about doing real police work. So why they busting chops? He done found some type of string of robberies with these the churches or whatever. So in the middle of all of this, he got folks bringing in some real some felony stuff. Because when somebody, I don't even think was it him? Yeah, it was him, right? McNulty and some other guy, they brought some folks in. And the guy was about to say, man, you want to wait or whatever he was saying. And he was like, yo, we got a felony up in here. He was like, oh, word. I knew there was some real criminals left out in Baltimore. You know what I mean? Because, McNulty, he don't care about doing what somebody's telling him to do. He want to do the real
his cases.
Exactly.
He gonna find his cases and be that cop where they be like, hey, he solved a 20-year murder.
Right.
I mean to say the N-word.
And when everybody was going, when it was mayhem out, I think it was out front of that bar or something like that, they was about to look like they was having a mini riot. He got in his daggone car and drove off. Talking about no justice, no peace.
These people.
Yeah. No justice, no
These people I'm walking in the neighborhood talking to now. This is stuff that COVID started. So yeah. He's like, I'm not messing with these good people.
No, not at all. No justice, no peace. So now we have Slim Charles, who rolls up on Bodie and he's asking him like, yo, you good with Marlo? And Bodie was like, what are you talking about? And he was like, yo, they walked your mans down the alley. No, Chris and Snoop walked them down the alley. And he was like, what? Bodie is looking like, are you freaking kidding me?
Yeah, he looked like they ain't even playing by the rules no more, these dudes. Because remember, he got picked up like that before too and said he ain't say nothing. And the Barksdale crew, they let him rock out. Remember when he escaped from juvie?
Yeah. So it's tough. This is where I don't want to say too much. Never mind. But yeah, this is where I think his eyes are opening. Because before it was like, all right, I ain't want to work with Marlo, but it is what it is now, right?
Now he really don't want to F with this dude.
Yeah, because and he feels some type of way like it's his fault. But
yeah, of course.
Yeah. So next we have trouble for Randy at school because they don't put the word out. So you see people bumping him in the hallway.
And I think Prez.
Yeah, even that kid with the afro, who seems like a pretty decent kid in the class, is like, I don't want to play with you. Remember Em and Mr. Prez class, and then Michael was like, come on, I'll play with you, whatever, like roll some dice. And I'm like, man, they already treat him like an outcast, girl.
And Mike was like, with the first kid in the hallway, he said, "Yo, what the f was that about?"
Yeah. He was like, I don't know. He got that
He's
sad
like,
face
"I don't
on.
know."
Yeah. Poor
Hmm.
baby. Okay, so now I didn't get no picture about this, but listen, Bubs sends Herc after a reverend, right? And look,
Yo,
I'm gonna let you say it, but listen, he claimed that it was Marlo's people getting ready to make a drop. And freaking Herc went after this dude. But so go ahead, Moochie, and say, say what you have to say before I say what I gotta say.
he was like, "Yo, they get ready to make a pickup.
Mm-hmm.
This is the license plate. Ah, da 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 da." And then
Yep.
he was like, "Yeah." He's taking it down. They're getting ready to turn off of such and such avenue.
Mm-hmm.
And when he said that, they was like, "All right, I'm on my way. You out there now? You see all of this?" He's like, "Yeah." Pink
Yo.
and
I'm
toss the
like,
burner.
yeah. I was like, so you gave up. I guess he just got tired. Like, I'm tired of this. This ninja is not gonna help me.
Heck
He's not
no.
gonna help me. So you know what? I'm a freaking screw him like he been screwing me. Forget that.
He's gonna get a dose of his
So,
own medicine.
yeah. And he done sent him, and then that guy, he got in, like he was about to get in trouble because that guy was like, the Reverend was like, I'm gonna need your name and badge, son, whatever. But
Mm-hmm.
mm, I'm like, bro, he should have known that something was off when he saw him. Herc, when he saw that man, that Reverend, he should have knew something was fishy. Like I would
When
have
he
so
said, "Don't call me F, don't call me son,"
yeah,
when I was like, "This is not gonna be good, yo."
yeah. I was just thinking like if I was an officer, would I think twice about this situation? You know what I'm saying? Like they got an old man. I mean, they probably would have an old man, but how about I'm trying to be gentle? Like, why do they always feel like they have to rough them up though?
That's the part I don't understand.
Yeah, like why?
And meanwhile, they handle Pinky with kid gloves.
Yeah, like what are you getting out of that?
Why?
If you're busting
Somebody
them,
that old, you shouldn't be touching like that anyway.
no.
Because he was an older gentleman.
Yes, he was. Mm. So next, guys, the superintendent observes the corner kids class, and she's not convinced that they're learning anything, right? Because before that, Miss is it Donnelly, Mrs. Donnelly, the principal, she
Mm-hmm.
comes in and she tells Herkin, I'm sorry, not Herc. She tells Colvin and the doctor that all the kids, like the state called, and they want all the kids to be practicing the test. They want them to be learning the test. And then, Bunny was like, well, I thought that, they were like the exception and stuff like that. And so when they had their meeting with her, she was just like, it doesn't seem like they're learning anything. So what are we giving up on them and all of that? And it was just like, you like no, that's not the point. The doctor was really pissed off. Like, he was like, we already let you know that before you signed off on this, we let you know that these kids are gonna need socialization
And
before they
yeah,
do anything else, right? Before they can actually learn.
social skills. Exactly.
Yes. And so she was just acting real stinking stupid. So when she finally goes to observe the classroom, she's like, she's not convinced. They're not learning anything after what I've seen today, blah, blah, blah. So she had a meeting with everybody in there. And he had this one guy, heavyset guy that's in there. And he's like, I've never been in the classroom before. But she was going around the room asking everybody, do you think that eventually these kids, that this is helping them? Everybody was saying yes. Miss Donnelly said yes. But the guy that said he never been in the classroom, he was like, I'm with Miss Donnelly. Whatever she say, I'm going to go with that.
Mm-hmm.
So she points to the one lady who ain't say nothing. And she was like, well, you haven't said anything. What do you have to say? She says, well, I don't think this program is I think it's flawed. I don't think it's working. And I think whatever changes are going on, it's only temporary.
She was only there one day, and she was there when the worst part happened. So
Yeah.
you don't know what you're talking about. Some of these kids have developed social skills, and they're getting a little bit better. So
Mm,
it's gonna take time. Rome didn't happen in a day. These were like the
right.
most disruptive kids in the class,
And
where
so
they were
and
stopping other kids from learning.
and that's what they were trying to say. And honestly, they actually proved that. That was the time when Zenobia got slapped, right? They proved it. This is what they do on a regular basis, these kids, and they are a hindrance to the other kids learning, which is why they were separated. How do you not see? So I guess because, okay, you see that there's an issue, so what are we supposed to do? Reintegrate them back into the classes again so they could continue and mess up the other kids learning? Like, what? I don't understand this, and I never understand why, when there's somebody that's helping and doing something good for the kids or for whatever, there's this one person that's hating, trying to stop it. Like, remember that one kid on Lean On Me? Like, he got kicked out because he came to the school trying to fight somebody and brought a knife and all that, and Mr. Clark changed the chain, the locks, and all of this. And
Mm-hmm.
she was the main one, that mother. She was the main one trying to stop it,
Oh, she was a
trying to
pain
stop
in the butt.
everything that Mr. Clark was trying to do. And I just don't understand people like that. You see somebody trying to help something out and change things, man, whatever. So, next, Daniel goes outside the chain of command and he talks to Car Kitty about what Burrell is doing. Okay. So, you want to say anything about that, Moochie?
He
That's
was
when
telling
Clark.
them what they was doing about. Carcetti came back to him and asked him about the how the juke and the stats work, and he explained
Mm,
it. He gave him a breakdown, but he said, "I'm not going to tell everything if you're really not going to do nothing about it." So he
right.
told a little, just enough to get his beak wet, where it'll pique his interest.
And he was basically saying, like, I'm coming to you because, because if you know about it, then that's a problem for me. And if Rawls know, that means he's giving Burrell enough rope to hang himself or whatever. And the list goes on. So he just basically saying that I'm coming to you because I want to see that you're for real. You know what I'm saying? You're for real about what you say you're about to do and whatever. And then Carcetti was like, well, thank you for going outside the chain of command. And he was like, don't expect it to be a habit. Don't expect it to happen again. But this is the beginning stages. So I'm here with it
Mm-hmm.
now. All right. So then we also have Clay Davis once again, who goes to he tells Norris that Daniels is the last man that they want to be police commissioner because he will not listen to anybody. You remember that scene, Mooch?
Mm-hmm.
He won't listen to nobody. So they don't want anybody that they can't control.
No.
Not at all. So then after that, after he leaves that meeting, he walks away from that meeting, and while who is that? Who is back? The Burrell's talking to the Reese. He gets on the line and he leaves a message for Tommy, and he's like, tell him that his friend Clay Davis just got the council president to a salary bump for the police commissioner.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess I'll see where all of that comes, because right now I'm still trying to figure out what's going on. But obviously there's some type of game that he's playing. I don't really know. But anyway, did you want to say anything about that part, or can we
No, we could go. We could go to the next
move
section
on?
because I want to keep going because the I'm gonna keep going. Go ahead. I'm not gonna
Okay.
say no more.
Okay. So Colvin brings home Naaman. Now, I know you ready for this part, girl.
That's why I was keeping quiet.
And he was letting him know, like, go ahead and tell her, because he had to spend the night in my house. Go ahead, you tell her. And he was like, no, I got arrested for slanging, and they was going to make me go to baby booking and all that. She was like, you afraid of baby booking? Go ahead, I'm gonna let you do it. I ain't wanna mess you up. Go on, girl.
What you get arrested for? He was like, they caught me for slinging. You afraid to go to baby booking? Get in this damn house.
I was like, what is wrong with this lady?
She
And he
off.
said,
She's like
you,
off.
yeah, because then he was like, how you doing, whatever. She's like, who's asking? Like, she's just being
No, she
disgusting.
put
He's
the
like,
toe in ghetto.
stay the F away from my son and all
Stay
of
away
that.
from my son.
And he sees, unfortunately, this is Coven seeing what kind of upbringing this boy got going on, what kind of mother he has, and all of the above. So it's just, an eye opener for Mr. Coven as well.
Mm-hmm.
So now we have Bodie, who tells Poot that Marlo is a cold mother lover,
Mm-hmm.
because he didn't have to delete little Kevin. But then you got Poot trying to explain, like, he didn't really have a choice. He had to do what he had to do because he thought Kevin, snitched or whatever. And he's like, no, he did not snitch. And so they tried to bring up Wallace and like, how is this different from Wallace and all that. So go ahead, Moochie, and I'll
He
let
was
you
like
say.
Wallace. He said Bell, Stringer Bell said he was a
He
snitch.
said he snitched, right?
Said he snitched.
Mm-hmm.
With this, we don't know. He even
Right,
said he didn't. There was no proof of that.
right. It's no proof. Nobody got locked up.
Mm-mm.
Nothing happened, right? They didn't come for nobody. They didn't come grab up nobody from the street. They didn't do anything.
And
And
once
so,
again, this is mostly Herc's fault.
mm-hmm. Yep. And so, you know, what's his name out here? It's like, he's like, he's a cold mother effer, and Pooch like just a cold world. Pooch don't really seem to be he not taking it hard, obviously. I mean, he wouldn't because he just met the guy mostly. He
I,
just came home, I think.
that's what I was just
So
gonna say. And he got a different aspect on a look on everything because he just finished doing a bid.
hmm yeah, so I just think it's hard. I mean, I think it's sad, but you know, Bodie, he's been on the street and he's just been going through all the motions and all the changes. And you know, he doesn't look to me when I remember Bodie from the first season, it didn't seem like he really got attached to people like that. But I guess now that so many changes have been taking place, Lil Kevin was somebody that was like like after Poot left, it's like probably that was somebody that was like a constant in his life, somebody that
Mm-hmm.
was a regular after everything, all the stuff that he know about, all the string about everybody's gone, the whole Barksdale is gone. So those are one of his everyday boys.
Yeah, exactly. One of his co-workers
Yeah,
told us
and exactly a coworker and a dude that was he made for this.
that. Mm-hmm.
He wasn't going to stay, he was 10 toes down, wasn't saying anything. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's rough. It's a tough thing. So next we got Chris and Snoop. They catch up with Bugs Daddy. He at the stove.
Oh
Okay.
Lord.
Meanwhile, you got Michael at home. Like you see these different emotions where he looked like he's kind of getting a little. Did I see a little bit of excitement?
Mm-hmm. He's like, it's
Like
about to go down.
yes,
That's the
like
look he got.
the burden is lifted and all of this, but as it's going down for real, this is the scene that we get right with him just looking like I don't know what he's sitting in right now.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, is he sitting in like he's remembering all the stuff that happened to him, and
Mm-hmm.
like you getting what you deserve right now? You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? So we don't know. So that it's a really good shot because it's just so many emotions and thoughts that could be going through his head, right?
Yeah.
But they catch up with him. Meanwhile, before this, the mom was like, where your bugs, where your daddy at? He's like, he went to the store. So for whatever reason, she decides she want to go to the store to look for
He's
him.
like, where you going? You going to
Yeah,
look for him?
he ain't coming
He
back.
ain't coming back. And she like,
Bro was confident, child.
mm-hmm.
Mm. So they pull him to the side. Look, they be walking people down the alley, yo, having straight conversations with them. It's a bad picture, but all these pictures coming up are gonna be bad because the lighting was just bad. But anyway, like here it is, you like effing boys and all of this stuff. He's like, no, I like women, I like booty. And I said, yeah, there you go. You like booty. Okay. So now he said, but what about the time when you was inside and all this? When by he, I mean Chris. And he said, I mean, I'm saying you gotta bust your nut when you in the. I'm like, oh my gosh, you know
So
what I
basically,
mean?
he was doing that inside.
Right.
Is the name.
And
Uh-uh.
that's when Chris just went off.
He couldn't.
And that's when you knew it was personal because
He couldn't
he used
stop. It was like he
yeah,
snapped.
he used his bare hands and his feet and everything, and it was just yeah, took out all the anger that this situation probably happened to him. He took out all his freaking anger. And Snoop was just standing there like, oh my freaking
Mm-hmm.
gosh.
She looked like, man, she ain't never seen him like that.
Mm-hmm.
He's usually well reserved. I'm gonna make it fast for you.
Yes,
Don't
yes,
worry, all of that.
yes.
This one he couldn't even wait.
Yes. And I think that's amazing how they let us see that about him. Like he's more so, like the one that's calm, like you said, and he's
Mm-hmm.
not into like brutalizing people. It's more like, I'm gonna make it quick and easy and clean and whatever. Don't worry, I got you. But this
Mm-hmm.
one was like he beat the dude to be unrecognizable. It
Mm-hmm.
was brutal. It was brutal, and I was annoyed that I had to kind of keep rewinding it so I could try to get a good shot and stuff like that, because it was brutal. Like, just even the sounds, I was like, oh my gosh, and it was going
It
on
was
for a
taking
long
in
time.
all of his. It seemed like he took everything he was angry about and put it to that guy.
Yeah.
Like he know what Michael is going through.
Mhm. Yeah. So that's pretty sad. Yeah, she was like, man, you couldn't even wait to get him in the house and all that. And it's like, yeah, we gonna have to drag him in the house now. You know, sheesh, made more work for them. Gotta
Mm-hmm. He
drag
sure
this,
did.
gotta drag this ninja in the house now, and
Mm-hmm.
he don't
After
look
you
like
done
no
beat the
little
brakes off of him, put
right.
hands and feet on him.
So, by the end of the scene, the end scene is where Michael comes out and he's going to get something to drink, and very annoying, like he drinks it to the inch of the daggone carton, shakes it a little bit, and puts it back in the fridge like a little jerk.
I
But
can't stand when people do that.
yeah, but the bottom line is, I think there were, if I'm remembering correctly, it was like a little smile. So it's like he's relieved. It's so
Mm-hmm.
sad because he was so stressed. You could tell there was definitely some PTSD going on with that
Yes.
man in that house. And when he knew that he was gonna be gone forever and never returning, you could see the relief.
Mm-hmm. And he took that with him to school when he
Yeah.
first moved back there. Where something was wrong, and he didn't want to talk to nobody about it.
Mm-hmm.
But he wasn't crying. It was just like,
No.
I gotta get this dude out of the house.
Yeah.
Before I don't want him to touch my brother.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He's trying to protect his little brother.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's that. So that was how the episode went off. Woo, that was a serious
And
episode.
yeah, I can't wait to do the next episode.
Yes, so
So
come back on Tuesday.
I could be talking like what's her Zenobia, that's her name? No,
No,
what's her
Delonda.
name?
Delonda.
Delana, yeah, so I could be talking like her.
Oh my gosh. Delonda's
Name
terrible.
it.
Wait till Bay hear about
Wait till
this.
Bay hear about this.
Wait till he hear about this one.
You was afraid to go to Baby Bucket?
Poor baby.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for being here, Moochie. You want to tell them real quick what's going on in your channel before we get out of here?
Tomorrow I do Run the World. I got trending topics on Friday, so please tune in for that. And we will also be doing. I'm still trying to get up the Wonder Year, so keep your
Cute.
notifications on, and there'll be some more things to come. I might do trivia night Wednesday, so we will talk about some topics and do a couple of couple of trivia questions and play some games and have some fun.
Yes. So the next time you probably see me is back again for episode number 11 on Tuesday. I do plan on doing a quick recap of Cinnamon, the movie on Tubi, but that's going to be a video. And because I just want to do a quick one and get it over with and put it out. And that's that, guys. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you, Young Boy Art Love.
Oh, I am bringing back Hidden Gems. It's coming.
Who else? Art Love T Bright. Oliver Spartan. Podcast about nothing. Brillo, Little Rock, and everybody else. Thank you so much. So Marcus Vaughn is in the building. You guys are awesome. You have a blessed. Be quiet. Sorry, guys. It's time to go. Folks coming in making noise. Y'all take care and be blessed. Take care. I said take care already.
Later.